Today on DNVR Buffs Live, changes. They're starting. We're going to start talking about a Marshall Faulk, transfer portal, all that stuff. The Big 12 season officially over. We got 2 championship game participants. We'll talk about that. The coaching carousel, Lane Kiffin. There's a ton. Let's go. Nation
Squad
coming to you live from the Toyota Lounge, driven by your Front Range Toyota Store. Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR. The sport is broken. That's it. That's the show. The sport is broken.
What up, squad? How you feeling? It's a new week,
and we are officially in the offseason.
It's off-season time, bro.
Bittersweet.
We're starting to even get some of the news that comes with the off-season as of today. But yeah, man, this was I feel like a busy weekend across the sport.
Very busy, very memorable.
But nothing more important than the Denver Broncos and the Chicago Bears being in first place in their respective divisions. Bear down, baby.
Unbelievable, man.
What a win for the Bronx last night, dude.
Yeah.
You said it perfect.
You guys on Friday.
Hell yeah. You said it perfectly, though. Typical Broncos game.
Bro, I'm sitting there on the watch along, and the Broncos going down, they kick the field goal or whatever, and then the next drive is a complete disaster, and it's like, well, Broncos football, baby. Welcome into a last-second showdown again, and that's exactly what we got.
It's honestly kind of eerie how similar the Bears and Broncos seasons have kind of unfolded.
It's the year of orange and blue.
It very much seems that way.
Yeah.
It very much seems that way. I'm excited to see how this next month or so unfolds.
Me too. It's going to be glorious. Can't wait. Do you know that was the Broncos' first overtime win since, I think, 2015?
Wow.
Yeah.
It certainly wasn't the first overtime game since 2015, huh?
Absolutely.
There's been some losses in between then, huh?
Oh, there have been some bad ones, let me tell you.
Hell yeah.
All right, chat.
What up, chat?
This is it. This is the time of the year where it all goes down, where the rubber meets the road, really. Hard decisions are made from players, from coach, from coaching staff, from people above that. And here we go. We're going to get into it all, and we're going to start off with the coaching staff. I'll premise this by saying more changes are coming. You can
definitely
damn near believe that. The first one did happen last week, though, and we did talk about it a little bit on the pregame show. The pregame show was a real pregame show this week, so that's why it wasn't on Friday. But we talked about it then. Marshall Faulk to Southern, the first move, really, of the offseason. It was kind of discussed and talked about a few weeks ago, rumors flying around, and then Southern tweets out, I think, late Friday night to make it official, that Coach Marshall Faulk, next head coach at Southern University. Just best of luck to him, first and foremost, obviously. Was a awesome guy for this team. I mean, I'm sure we would have liked to see more in recruiting from that position in his tenure, but one thing Neely always told us is that those running backs in that room, this is by far the most they've ever learned in a season, and they were super appreciative for having Marshall Faulk as a head coach. So best of luck to him, but that's the first big move of the offseason.
Most definitely, and it's certainly the first of many.
Yeah,
I would assume. But congratulations to Coach Faulk, man, being the leader of that Southern program down there. Another black head coach in the HBCU ranks, which is really cool. And we kind of alluded to it a little bit on Saturday in the pregame. Like, Coach Prime is low-key starting to develop his little old coaching tree.
Yeah, for sure.
So to speak, which is awesome. But as it pertains to Colorado, I would love to see this hire go in the recruiting direction. I would love to see this hire be somebody potentially plucked from another Power 4 program who has relationships with recruits, relationships with college football currently running backs who you could potentially poach.
High schools.
Come with high schools, with regions, with recruiting whole areas, because that is the next step. I said it immediately to you after the West Virginia game on our post-game show that now that we know that Julian Lewis is who we thought he was in terms of the future of this football program, he needs to be paired with a game-changing running back or two.
Yeah.
And potentially maybe one of those are on this roster, right?
Sure.
I think DeKalen Taylor coming back, he showed glimpses of potentially being a game-changing type of guy. So did Simeon Price. And obviously we're expecting, Micah, Dallin, Draylon to come back as well and be a part of the mix. But you went the NFL experience route. And that's something that honestly Coach Prime was asked about after the game Saturday.
Yeah.
When he was like, you've obviously had an affinity for kind of the NFL style background of coaches. Is that still your philosophy after a season like this? And he goes, y'all weren't asking me that last year. We was 9-4 and we have all this NFL experience on this stuff. So it doesn't seem like he's going to deviate from that plan. And he specifically said that he likes a blend. He goes, not everybody on our staff is come from an NFL background. Not everybody on our staff comes from a college program. He likes a blend. So from that perspective, I think he being Coach Prime is going to be open to hiring a running back coach from wherever, whether that be NFL, college, Power 4, G5, whatever. But again, I would like to see this running back coach come in almost with a stable, a Rolodex, so to speak, of contacts to hopefully get this running back room just in a better spot. There was some improvement this year, but you look at the stats at the end of the year, the improvement was marginal, right? It wasn't enough. So like I said, I think that's what I'm going to be looking for in this hire. And like I said on Saturday after the game too, I think this entire coaching staff offensively is going to look a lot different. Like I think it will be more than just Marshall Faulk in terms of new faces in that offensive coaching staff.
100%. I mean, this is the first of many changes I'd expect for the coaching staff. But you nailed it. I mean, they got to think about the future of the program with this hire, as well as many of the hires, including offensive coordinator. I mean, the number one priority is one, retaining Julian Lewis, and two, finding someone that he can grow and develop with, and have a, real, what's the word I'm looking for? Like just a cooperative relationship, to allow them to really build this offense around him, build it around his strengths. It starts with the running game too. We saw in 2023 with Shedeur, when you have an offense that is predominantly just focused on spreading the field and trying to win in the passing game. 2024, the offensive line improvements were marginal, I think, at the end of the day, and it did seem to kind of help them enough to get to that 9-win mark. But you just got to have more balance offensively. You have to. With what we saw from how this defense gave out week in, week out, just from being on the field for so long. Even when Caden was on the field and he was running the ball a lot more, and there was more of a even split between run and pass, or even more so just runs, kind of taking over like the play calling share as opposed to the passes.
Yeah.
You just need to stabilize that ship. And that's part of, I think, stabilizing this program too. I mean, that's part of probably the number one, like most non-normal thing that's been going on here the last 3 years, especially offensively, is just the running game has been non-existent. It's literally, I mean, I'd be shocked if they weren't the worst running program the last 3 years combined in college football. Not just Power 4, and all of college football.
And to me, it's just like the seemingly lack of a plan, right? And we opened the show talking about our NFL teams, and we watched the Denver Broncos and the Chicago Bears like scheme up creative ways to run the football, creative ways to move the football with your run game. And it's not just your running back. Sometimes it's your receivers, sometimes it's misdirection to get your quarterback involved in the run game. Like all those things are a part of it, and things that have to be a part of the DNA of this new, certainly offensive coordinator, but running back coach as well. Like you said, it has to be a collaborative effort. And I think Buffs News Weekly mentioned that, the OC should, choose his staff and whatnot. I would obviously be down with that as well. And certainly that's how it works in some circles. It remains to be seen if that's how Coach Prime is going to go about this and what kind of order of events these hires go. Like, is it OC first and everybody else, or is he going to try to get his own position guys in there? But kind of what I said earlier, like you took a chance, I think, on a couple of coaches who with NFL experience, but without, knowing that they had the coaching experience. Like Marshall Faulk is an example, right? I think Pecco had some coaching experience. I think he was with the Cowboys a little bit. He was like an assistant, yeah. An assistant, right? But obviously no experience coaching at the college level. And I think the more you saw that type of archetype being added to this coaching staff, I think it hurt the product on Saturday sometimes because a lot of times, like I said, it didn't look like there was a plan, a plan of attack, like a reason why things were happening, right? Yes. It just seems like a lot of plays were called just by happenstance, like we practice this, so let's do it, and not like setting this up to set something else up.
Yes.
And all of that, again, certainly falls on the OC, but the position coaches obviously have a say in that throughout the week and whatnot as well. So I think the more you can get guys on this coaching staff with legitimate college football coaching experience, Power 4 experience, I think it'll be better for everybody involved.
100% agreed. It really just has to start and end with recruiting. And like you mentioned off the top, and it's what RK said on Friday too when we talked about this, I mean, that has to be the emphasis. Someone that has established relationships and has been kind of just doing this for a minute, right? Like the portal is going to be massive for this team here when it opens in about a month from now. That is the Band-Aid fix, right? And it is the most immediate fix, but you need someone. I mean, you just haven't had a running back commitment out of the high school. What is it, Micah? Is that really the only high school running back you've got in the last 3 years?
I was going to say, bro, it's been 3 years now. And it's like, I think at every other position, you've had like a splash addition from the high school ranks, if I'm not mistaken, but except for running back. And again, Micah's a fine player.
Micah's awesome.
Literally just scored 2 touchdowns on Saturday. You know what I'm saying?
And he cared.
And exactly right. Like, he is a good player, and I think somebody who you can potentially help build the running back room around. But as we've talked about, man, this is the recruiting part of this has to be taken up a notch. And that falls, just as much on the position coaches, in my opinion, as it does on the recruiting staff and the head coach.
Totally. So we'll see. Jason X signed with UNM. But, we'll talk a lot about the coaching carousel. What a weekend for that, too.
Yeah, I just saw the one right before the show was I liked it. I forget. It just escapes my memory now.
It was UCLA.
Yeah, that's what it was. Thank you.
They hired the JMU coach.
Yes, I like that a lot.
Yep.
I like that a lot.
All right, we'll talk about all that and portal entries here on the other side of this break. New partner alert as well.
Hey.
Shout out to our friends over at Aura Frames, man. The answer to every holiday gifting moment. Shout out to them. They hooked us up with some dope frames. It's really cool now. You've seen these before, right? The frames that like change the pictures automatically and all this stuff. This one's all done on an app. It's super easy, in and out, whatever pictures you have. It's got unlimited free photos and video as well. So really all you need is a Wi-Fi connection. And you've got just an endless, picture frame of whatever moments that you want to share. And it's just super cool, man. It's a great gift as well. It's Cyber Monday, so I'd go check it out. But go to auraframes.com. $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames, named #1 by Wirecutter. And use the promo code DNVR at checkout. That's Aura, AURA frames.com, promo code DNVR. The deal is exclusive to listeners, and frames sell out fast. So order yours now to get it in time for the holiday show. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. DNVR is the code. Terms and conditions apply. Shout out Aura Frames, man. Hell yeah.
It ain't Taco Tuesday just yet, but it's still a good time to shout out our good friends over at Taco Bell, man. I saw a post from our guy RK. I think it was today or maybe late last night.
Yeah.
The boy went and slid him to Taco Bell to celebrate the Broncos dub last night. Hell of a decision by our boy RK, man, because Taco Bell is just the absolute best at what I like to call menu innovation, man. And they've
been crushing it.
Done it again, bro. For a limited Taco Bell time, they are serving up steak and roasted poblano rolled quesadilla. Are you kidding me?
You had it right,
And it was fire.
I'm still slacking, but it's on the list.
You got to get that on, bro. It's a twist on the classic form with the premium ingredients to elevate your Taco Bell experience, man. It's also available in Cantina Chicken because Taco Bell is the GOAT when it comes to creating unbelievable menu creations to satisfy your crave. And as the college football season unfortunately winds down, you only have a limited time to pick up a Buffs box, which, as you guys know, is the best value in food. Grab this $7 box filled with 4 Taco Bell classics and a player collectible cup. Live Moss at Taco Bell. Shout out to TB.
All right, Tim asked why no changes yet. Patience. The season literally just ended on Saturday.
Yeah. And I think there's obviously the potential that changes have literally been made,
yes,
and they have just not been made public.
Yes.
So
I'd be shocked if you're asking that question a week from now, next Monday.
Yep.
We're both predicting a pretty wild week, man. It's going to be very interesting moving forward.
For sure. Stay tapped in.
And portal entries have just started as well. 2 of them already. Terrence Love and Mantrez Walker announced they are going to be entering the transfer portal. When that opens in about a month, what is that, January 2nd?
I think that's right.
Those are the first 2. Look, Terrence Love was on the injury report listed as out going back to, September. I think that's been pretty noted and clear that he's not going to be with this team moving forward. Mantrez Walker, look, he comes in as a recruit last year. Seems like he was really bought into the program, but I don't know this, so I'm not reporting anything here. But a lot of people have been very critical of the linebackers coach, and I'd imagine that's one position that could be, up for a change. So I'm not shocked to really see this move from someone who just joined the program, about a year ago.
Yeah, I haven't seen too many people tripping about these first 2 portal entries. And I would just point out that these 2 young men, Terrence Love and Mantrez Walker, combined this season to play 10 defensive snaps. So, again, take it with a grain of salt. You never like to lose, particularly in Mantrez's case, a guy that you just signed in the 2025 recruiting class, who was a 4-star, former Michigan commit, who obviously there was some significant buzz and hype around, coming in. This is a guy from Buford, Georgia.
Yep.
So Mantrez is a good player. We wish them both the best, but neither of them obviously played much at all this year, particularly on the defensive side of the ball. And I think with linebacker in particular, it makes you wonder a little bit, because when you look at who's left on this roster at the linebacker spot, it's not many people.
No, but
Bolapena, Kylan Salter, Gage Goldberg. That's the list. In addition to the guys that you have committed in the 2026 class: Rodney Colton, Carson Crawford, Colby Johnson. So those are 6 guys that you have, kind of penciled in on your roster at the linebacker spot, which just tells me that they're going to be busy at the linebacker spot in the transfer portal again this offseason.
For sure.
And you got to hit.
In 2 days, you're getting those signatures in ink, though.
True.
Hopefully.
Of course. For sure. And we'll see, because clearly Coach Prime, one thing we know about him in the last couple of years, he's not afraid to play freshmen. And with the linebacker room really struggling this year, it makes you think why, Mantrez was unable to crack that rotation. And maybe that's potentially why he ended up leaving.
Sure. I don't think I'm going to be too critical on that. That's a very tough position, I think, to play as a true freshman. Like, unless you're literally Xavier Atkins, who's going crazy for LSU or went insane for them this year. Like, I think it's really hard to, especially if you don't have the size, which Mantrez is not coming in, was being a little undersized. As a true freshman, I think that's really difficult.
I agree. But check it out, though.
Okay.
You were just talking about the 3 guys you're going to have in ink tomorrow. So by that logic, you're not expecting those guys to contribute next year, right?
Probably not, no.
So then I go back to the list of linebackers: Bolapena, Kylan Salter, Gage Goldberg, which again tells me that they're going to be very busy at the linebacker spot in the transfer portal this offseason, unless you're counting on Colton or Crawford to be your starting linebackers next year.
Yeah.
And you just got to get that right because you missed this year at that position in the transfer portal. You got it right, I think, the year before with, obviously Nakai and obviously you retained Levante and whatnot.
Yeah. But
you missed this year and it's not just one guy that you missed on.
Of course.
At the linebacker spot. But you have to get that right because it hurt the team this year. And if you don't fix it in a major way next year with the transfer portal, in addition to keeping those guys that you have committed in the 2026 class, like that is something that is going to make for another lost season if you don't address that.
Yeah. I mean, we saw the importance of that position and what happens when you have just like a void at that position this year. I mean, it's really difficult to stop the run, and Colorado ends up being
worse than the Big 12.
Worse than the Big 12, if not worse than the country, if not top 5 worst in the country.
222 rushing yards allowed this season.
It's terrible.
Per game.
I'm checking this now because I remember I checked it right after the game on Saturday, but obviously not everyone had played yet, and not all the stats have been updated. Second worst team in college football this year. The only team worse than Colorado at defending the run this season was Eastern Michigan.
Yeah, that's brutal.
That's crazy. You allowed an average of 222.5 yards per game on the ground, man.
That's brutal.
Linebacker has to be something that's addressed. And again, this is why I don't think that, and we'll talk about Rodney Colton, and someone mentioned that they do have the size, and Carson Crawford and Rodney Colton.
Yeah.
Definitely, yes. I'm not trying to knock them or any young linebacker in particular. It's just it's a very difficult. It's like tight end. Those are just difficult positions to play early in college and in the NFL. Anyways, that being said, though, you need to find solutions at this position. You need to go in there and try and find the most proven linebackers you can out of the transfer portal. And they were targeting those players last year, but they weren't able to get a lot of them. The BYU kid is one that I think of immediately.
Taggart.
Right? Yeah, Taggart.
Yep.
So that has to be among the top priorities. And Coach Prime has mentioned it multiple times too when he's been asked about the transfer portal, how defense. He feels really good about where the offense is.
Exactly. Front 7 on defense.
Personnel-wise, not coaches, obviously. That's something that's going to change. But you just have to fix this linebacker position because you saw the value of how much it can improve your defense 2 years ago, and you saw how it can really drag you down last year.
And one more thing I want to mention on this, particularly as it relates to Mentrez, who, again, is hitting the portal after just 1 year in Boulder. Mm-hmm. When Coach Prime said last week to check the stats, and I did, it's trending that way again for the third straight year.
What specifically? What stats?
15 recruits signed in the 2025 class of Colorado. 4 of them are already gone. Mm-hmm. 4 of 15 in less than a year are already gone. And that is after, in 2024, 50% of those high school signees in the 2024 class are no longer with the team. And it was even higher than that in 2023. So this is what Coach Prime talks about when he was like, listen, we got to recruit high school players, and we will, but there's also the caveat that, again, based on the last 3 years, at least a third of them are going to leave you. Mm-hmm. And many times within a year. So that's why the emphasis on the transfer portal just can't go away. That's where at least half of this team is just going to be built. It's got to be a half and half, in my opinion, type of way to go about it. And ideally, you get to a point where it's more 65-35 or 60-40 in favor of the high school recruits. But this is just where it is. You look at the stats the last 3 years, it's hard to argue with it.
Yeah.
It's just what it is.
I mean, 100%. There's a reason why the portal is so popular. Colorado's not the only team who's primarily focused on the portal the last 2 or 3 off seasons, but we're just making excuses, I guess. So
that's what we do here, bro.
I don't know. I mean, look, there's not much else to say about these. This is the first 2 entries, and this is just going to be the same conversation almost every time.
For sure.
It is what it is. Like, guys are just going to leave. Welcome to college football in 2025. There's a lot of issues with it, and we'll talk about those issues here in a bit as well. That being said, though, there's some positive news, especially when it comes to the recruiting standpoint in the future of this program. But Rodney Colton is going to be signing with the Colorado Buffaloes when the early signing period opens on Wednesday.
Big dog.
Also, I mean, there's been a lot of talk about Carson Crawford. He's now the Buffs' highest ranked commit, right? And, Oklahoma State comes in with that offer with new head coach Eric Morris, and they're obviously trying to flip him. But it sounds like Colorado is really, I mean, this is their prize recruit now. I'd imagine you have to be doing everything you can to hold on to Carson Crawford. Preston Ashley's already confirmed that he is going to sign pretty much too. He's been locked in since he's committed. But that's great news. I mean, those are your top 3 high school recruits right now for this 2026 recruiting class, and they are going to be. We'll see on Carson officially, but I'd lean that way that he will be signing with the Buffaloes. But Rodney and Preston definitely will be.
Need them. You need them both, especially as we were talking about the linebacker position here moving forward. Like, you need those guys. Not only are they really good football players, 4-star plus, they play a position of need in a position that needs to be improved over the next handful of years for your team, your program to get back to where it was. So 2 certain priorities you love to hear, Preston and Rodney and Xavier Payne as well, basically saying that they're 100% locked in. And we'll find out for sure officially on the rest of those guys, Carson included, this week sometime. It's signing day, the first day of signing day officially kicking off this Wednesday. It's a 3-day signing period going to Friday. So we'll see what ends up happening. I'm as always, I'm expecting a surprise or 2 as well. Guys in terms of guys committing to Colorado on signing day who might not be on our radar or maybe committed elsewhere right now at the moment. So this week's going to be fun, man.
It's going to be crazy. A lot of decisions to be made. I mean, Colorado had a bunch of flip targets here for their final home game of the season a couple weeks ago. We'll see, how much those late visits and attempts to flip, have gone. Because as we've seen, you can criticize Colorado for it. There's guys just flipping all over the country right now.
It's that time it's crazy. Of the year.
And we can kind of get into some of that here in a second. Real quick, though, Big 12. It is the final full weekend, obviously, of the season this last weekend. Some interesting results, I'd say.
Yeah.
Rivalry weekend, though. We'll start off with this. I mean, Texas Tech and BYU roll to wins to clinch spots in the Big 12 title game, so they will be facing off this weekend.
You got Tech rolling?
I'm still leaning that way, yeah. Yeah. What about you?
I'm leaning that way, but it feels like everybody's going to be leaning that way, which makes me think that BYU is going to have a really good shot. And if that game is close late, give me BYU. But as we know, Texas Tech is very much liable to just put the smack down on folks and have it out of hand before the fourth quarter even begins.
Yeah, I mean, we'll be talking about this game all week, and we'll talk about it a lot more on Friday, obviously. But Bears got to step up.
Yeah, he does.
I think that was part of the issue when they last played a couple weeks ago. That's probably the most I've seen him look like a freshman this year. And it's a tough ask, right? It's Texas Tech. It's one of the best teams in the country, one of the deepest teams in the country, especially up
all
front.
All 3 levels of that defense.
But I think that, there's a good chance, though, that he is better than what we saw the last time they played.
For sure.
Because he's just been getting better all year long. But he's got to really clean it up and just not have as sloppy as a game as he did last time. And then I think they can have a chance for sure.
I mean, they were down 14-0 at home this past weekend, the UCF, BYU was. And they go into halftime with the lead still, and obviously end up covering a 17.5 point line. So honestly, that might have been good for UCF too, to kind of face some adversity early in that game, going into obviously a big one this weekend.
The early line is 13.5 for Texas Tech. I believe that's around where it was a couple weeks ago.
Wow.
So we'll see. But some rivalry games in the Big 12. I mean, Arizona goes on the road, puts it on ASU. No Fafita just straight up outplays Jeff Sims, which isn't really surprising in hindsight.
I can't believe I was on an island on that one between us 3.
Yeah.
That boy Jeff Sims really Jeff Sims'd.
Yep. He really did.
And again, it makes me just applaud Kenny Dillingham, man, for even having him look like good for a couple of weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like hiding all his flaws for a couple of weeks is just a hat tip to Kenny Dillingham and their offensive coordinator as well.
No doubt, man. Utah with a 10-point win over Kansas on Friday as well. That's really it, though. I mean, TCU is going to finish 8-4. Cincinnati, damn, man.
What they 8-4 finish too?
No, they're finishing 7-5, 5-4 in the Big 12. They might have lost their last 4 games.
I think they did. Because they lost to BYU week before.
Yep.
Yeah.
They lost week 1 in Nebraska, that game by 3 points, and then,
Wow.
completely collapse down the stretch.
That's a sad finish.
We can wrap up the weekend in the Big 12 here on the other side of this break. And shout out our friends over at Game Time, the place to get your tickets for whatever you're trying to see in your city, whether it's the NFL, the NBA. Maybe you're lucky enough to get a championship game in your city. Maybe you're trying to go to Army Navy in a couple weeks or next weekend, or you're trying to go to a bowl game. Make sure you hit up our friends over at Game Time. You can see the view directly from your seats, or every seat basically, with the Game Time Picks feature, and find all the best deals in the stadium as they happen. As you know, with Game Time, the prices drop the closer you get to game time. So make sure you're always checking all your options over there. Fees are included at Game Time as well. They're not going to try and trick you at checkout and add on another processing fee and all that. What you see is what you get with our friends over at Game Time, and they've got the lowest price guarantee as well. They will credit you 110% of the difference if you find a better deal on tickets. Again, take the guesswork out of buying NFL tickets with Game Time. Download the app, create an account, use code BUFFS, BUFFS. You'll get $20 off your first purchase. Some terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code BUFFS, BUFFS for $20 off. Tap Ticket Go. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it?
Game time.
Sir.
It is also December 1st.
Crazy.
Which means that Christmas is right around the corner, man. If you're trying to get some holiday Christmas shopping done, I can't really think of too many better places than with our friends over at Dick's Sporting Goods, man. Stop by your local Dick's, man, for the hottest apparel, the hottest footwear from top brands like Nike, Adidas, FP Movement, and us over at DNVR. Get some DNVR drip over at Dick's Sporting Goods, man. Plus, you can score the latest equipment for baseball, football, soccer, basketball, golf, and all your tailgating essentials. If you found a lower price, well, then that's cool, because Dick's Sporting Goods is going to match it with their best price guarantee. Get your gear fast with free curbside pickup as well at your nearest store, or easy shipping from Dicks.com, because every season starts at Dick's.
Hell yeah. Shout out to us as well. Cyber Monday, deals on becoming a diehard, merch deals at the store, all that stuff. So make sure you check it out. This is usually our best deal of the year around this time. Yes. So now's the time to hop in, become a diehard, join the Discord, get all the access to Scotty's articles. Man, get ready. The site's about to be just filled with Buffs articles. Lots of stuff we're going to have to talk about here moving forward.
It's the perfect time, man. If you were ever on the fence about, should I become a diehard? The season is kind of over now. Well, that just means that it's the perfect time to do it. Because as we know, the offseason, especially for this program, is just as important as the season. And again, as you saw there, you get a free t-shirt, you get discounts on merch, access to all of our content on the website. And look at that price, man. 67% off right now. You. Just $26, bro, for your first year right now to become a diehard, bro. It's the perfect time to do it, man. Tap in.
For sure.
Why you hate me? That's crazy. I would never say that to you.
No reason, bro. No reason. Wrapping up the Big 12, though. The Big 12, as it stands right now, I mean, we have CFP rankings tomorrow, and then we have one final time next week after championship weekend. But the conference finishes with 5 ranked teams right now.
Wow.
A lot of talk about, the Big Ten and the SEC and how they kind of run the sport and all this stuff. But the Big 12 has really kind of showed up, I think. And it's just inevitable. Utah is going to get screwed out of a playoff spot. Like, I'm already expecting it. They're not going to – they're going to take the winner of the Big 12 title game.
I feel like we should take a moment.
What?
To pat ourselves on the back. We're trying to tell folks that Utah was going to be a good football team this year.
Absolutely.
What they finished? 9-3?
They finished 10-2 overall, 7-2 in the conference. I mean, they're a loss.
A 10-win team.
Yeah, they're a loss to BYU away from making a title game appearance.
We tried to tell folks it was going to be good, but that is crazy. I mean, I do still think that the Big 12 is only going to get one team in. Mm-hmm. The winner of that, obviously, that conference championship game. It's looking like I saw the ACC might potentially be getting two teams in, bro.
Absolutely,
and that would be sickening.
They might not get a single team in.
I mean, who's in the championship game now?
It's fucking
Virginia
Duke and Virginia. You didn't hear about this, bro? Because SMU lost.
Right.
I didn't know
Virginia was in it. Yeah, and then
it opens the door because of crazy tiebreakers. Let me pull this up here because it really is ridiculous.
They're gonna put Miami in there too, Watch.
In terms of regular season finish, Duke is in a 5-way tie for second place between SMU, Miami, Pitt, and Georgia Tech at 6-2 in the conference.
Wow.
Somehow it comes down to tiebreakers at the lowest. The only team that's not ranked out of all of those is Duke. And they're the ones who are going to be playing for an ACC title on Saturday against Virginia. Virginia, of all teams, who finishes 7-1. They are number 18 in the country. And if Duke wins this, it potentially opens the door not for them to go to the CFP. That's a long shot. They can win it, and God bless them, man. They'd be ACC champs and all this stuff. I don't think they're getting in at all.
They probably wouldn't.
It would open the door for a Mountain West team. Sunbelt with Tulane. Like, there's a real possibility, bro.
Wow.
A legitimate possibility that like 7 or 8 of the 12 playoff teams come from the SEC or the G5.
And I think that's why
broken system.
We've talked about it. I think that's really why if this ended up happening, like say just Duke just wins the game. And I think even Virginia isn't really I think Virginia's a good football team. I don't think they're a college football playoff caliber team. But if this would be the perfect reason to implement conference championship semifinals.
Yes.
There needs to be 2 semifinal games to decide who plays in the conference championship game. Especially because that winner of that conference championship game literally gets, in most cases, a spot in the college football playoff. Like,
or they're always determining spots, pretty much.
That's just what has to happen from now on. Especially with these 16, 18 team conferences, when you have 4 and 5-way ties for first or second place. Like, there needs to be a little bit of a tournament to decide a conference champion winner, in my opinion.
Yep.
Because that a Duke and nobody wants that.
No.
The TV networks don't want that. The casual fan don't want that.
Shoot, Duke may not even want that.
Like, nobody wants that. So that's crazy.
Someone brought up that they think the 4 Power 4 conference, it's the 4 highest ranking conference champions, I believe now at this point.
Say that again.
It's the 4 highest ranking conference champions. I believe that. And it's not even when it comes to buys.
Is Duke even ranked?
No, absolutely not. And when it comes to buys, it's just the 4 highest ranked teams in the country.
Wow.
So, I mean, we'll get to actually how much more do we have to talk about when it comes to CU? Let's talk about this. The Lane Kiffin stuff and just everything that's happened this weekend. Because in my opinion, this has been the most revealing weekend in terms of just of how broken everything is. It's crazy. It makes zero sense. It's screwing over the players. It's screwing over the coaches. It's screwing over the fans. It's screwing over universities. And there's no winners in these situations. Maybe besides LSU. That's the only winner in this situation because you got one of the best head coaches in the country. But the way that conference title games, we have number 1 versus number 2 playing this weekend. It means nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Nope.
We have all these conference changes of members, and now we have 16-team conferences. We end up with freaking Georgia, Alabama in the SEC title game. Like, what are we? It's never been just more apparent that this thing is broken, and it's about to be. I don't even know at what point it becomes this, but it's very close to become broken beyond repair. Like, there's just no guidelines to anything, and even when Lane Kiffin he makes this move, which is. I can't blame a guy for wanting to improve his situation, for wanting to take one of the 5, 6, 7 blue blood jobs in the sport. But I mean, it's just what's even the point of what he did this season? He's not even going to be able to finish it, and you can criticize Lane for that if you want. I'll totally hear that out. Personally, I don't think it's his fault.
I don't
for
either.
What's going on. It's what we've done in terms of this calendar.
Yeah.
And nothing makes sense. We have signing day on Tuesday, an early signing day on Tuesday. The portal's not even going to be open, and we haven't even finished conference title games. We don't even have the playoff set. Like,
that's crazy.
It's just unfinished. We're literally like riding or driving a car on the highway and trying to put it together as we're driving
with no directions.
No directions at all. It's crazy, bro.
It really is, man. This sport is in a very, very untenable place right now, and it doesn't seem sustainable. And that's why this sport needs somebody at the top, bro.
Yes.
It needs a commissioner, whatever you want to call it, a commissioner or president, whatever you want to call it. Like, it needs as close as you can get to an objective, unbiased person at the top of this. Because I think that's part of this reason too. Like, there are too many people with their own interest that are making decisions for the larger group, for the greater good. And really they're making decisions to what best helps them personally or their program or their school or help line their pockets. And, you know, as it relates to Lane Kiffin, I agree with you, bro. I don't look at Lane as the problem here. I think I look at him as kind of the conduit of the actual problem here, right? Because if you're gonna leave, when would you do it?
There's no good time.
There's no good
make
time
a
to
coaching
leave.
change now.
There's no good time to do it. So that's why I don't really blame him. I just blame like this calendar and how things are currently set up under this system of the NCAA, which just isn't really benefiting anybody, except for a few certain individuals and a few certain situations. And that's unfortunate. And also, too, it makes me think about this Kiffin thing. It makes me go back to my point about the transfer portal and why I don't like that they limited it to one window. Because if Lane Kiffin can, after a playoff run, you know, not after a playoff
not
run,
even getting to the playoff run.
About to, you know, get to the playoffs, like, you know, and I'm out.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, but now a player has to stay somewhere, you know, for, again, whatever reason you want to think of a player might want to leave. Players' options are being limited when the coach's options aren't.
Right.
I don't like that at all. And that was, again, part of my whole reason for my disdain for the decision to go from 2 portal windows to 1. And it all just comes down to limiting player movement when you're certainly not limiting coach movement. As evidenced by Lane Kiffin in this whole situation and all the other coaches right now who are moving in the midst of, you know, the North Texas coach. You just, you know, completed a historical regular season.
Tulane's in the playoff hunt too.
And that's just where we are. And this is just the beginning of the coaching carousel. Like that, Lane Kiffin was just the first big domino to fall.
I mean, a lot more actually fell though yesterday. We had 6 SEC coaches hired yesterday?
I know, that's crazy, dog.
That's ridiculous.
And most of them are from the American, I saw too. At least like 4 of them are from the American Conference.
I mean, yeah, so...
And also it puts Ole Miss in a tough position because like they can't actually do a damn search. And now they're just like, well, I guess we'll go with their defensive coordinator now.
Right. Yeah.
And they're painted obviously into a bad corner as well because, like I said, they can't do a full thorough search when they're literally trying to get ready to play in the playoff.
Yes, dude.
It's crazy.
I'm with Don Juan. I think 1 window is fine. It just has to be after all of this. Like, honestly, move the transfer portal window to, and this is where really things get, you know, blurry and make no sense because I can say move the transfer portal to after signing day, and that sounds great, right? But the issue with it is because of what this is, which is college football, which means student athletes, which means going to school and going to classes to try and get a degree. But you can't, that doesn't happen in February. Like there's hardly any places starting semesters in February. So you can't even make that change without making a complete systematic change to how college and schooling is run in America, which is impossible to change. And so it just, I don't know. I really don't know what the solution is, but there's no one, like you said, there needs to be someone at the top completely looking out for the sport. No one is doing that. Yeah. We're on a highway without any directions of where we're going, trying to build the car as we're on the highway going
driving
70
fast.
miles an hour.
Driving fast too.
And so, I mean, it's just, and going directly to Lane, like, I get it. Like, you can be upset at Lane because he's got a track record of this. And the whole, turn a hoe into the housewife line that's been made crazy famous this weekend. Like, I think there's some validity to it. Like, I agree. Like, I don't think Lane Kiffin's 100% like absolved from this, but at the same time, when it comes
to
to,
biggest culprit.
I mean, this is just every other, person who has a chance to elevate. Coach Prime said it himself. In the coaching profession, you either get elevated or terminated. Lane Kiffin has a chance or was given the opportunity to elevate himself to one of the most premier, if not the most premier head coaching job in the country at this point in time, right?
Yep.
These things just don't open up all the time. Alabama just happened to open up a couple of years ago, yes. But this is rare. Brian Kelly left Notre Dame to go to LSU. Like, if you're faulting Lane from going to LSU because he's in the SEC and it's Ole Miss and it's a rival, like, I get it to some standpoint if you're an Ole Miss fan.
Yeah.
But those are really the only people that I think have legs to stand on in terms of criticizing Lane in this process. And I mean, yesterday he posted a picture. He's in Baton Rouge and he's got the number one recruit who.
Yeah.
This number one recruit, this is the power of LSU. This number one recruit committed to LSU with Brian Kelly was the head coach.
For sure.
They fire Brian Kelly. He stays committed. And then Lane Kiffin now comes in. He's probably feeling the best he's ever felt about his commitment to a blue blood program in LSU that he's ever felt. And he hasn't changed his decision at all. Isn't that crazy? And so
it is.
I don't blame Lane at all for doing this stuff. Yes, does he have a track record? Whatever. But in terms of Lane's got to figure out, one, he's got a signing day to worry about in 2 days.
This week, yeah.
And he's got a whole other roster that he has to worry about trying to re-recruit and retain, which, let me tell you, if you didn't watch LSU this year, they have some real freaking talent, man.
Particularly on defense.
Absolutely. And which is why this Lane Kiffin thing makes so much more sense, or so much sense, is because he's such a great offensive coach, and they're going to retain this defensive coordinator now.
Yep. And he's bringing his OC with him from LSU.
Absolutely.
Or from Ole Miss.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like, if you want to get after Lane, that's fine. But he's not the reason why I think all this is going on and why so many people, Ole Miss particularly, is getting screwed in this process.
LSU finna be cold, bro.
Yes, they are.
They finna be cold on
Yes,
the
they
lane,
are.
bro. That's one of my biggest takeaways. Like, they gonna win an Natty. They gonna win an Natty in the next 4 years.
5 years, yes.
Yeah, they're gonna win an Natty, and I'm curious to see what he does at quarterback, because we know it doesn't go anywhere without that. And I'm interested to see if he tries to bring Trinidad Chambliss over from Ole Miss. Whether he goes to get as somebody mentions right now in the chat, Sam Levitt potentially.
Bro, they can get whoever they want.
Of course.
They had Bryce Underwood committed all year last year, and it took a ridiculous, $10 million offer from Michigan to flip him? Like, they can get whoever they want.
Yeah. LSU's going to be, it's going to be like that. They're going to be like that. And I see it again from Lane's perspective. It's like, you probably done everything you could have done at Ole Miss. And you get the extra boost too. Not only is LSU, probably have better breeding grounds, just being the state of Louisiana versus state of Mississippi, just being a bigger brand of a program than Ole Miss. Like those type of things, like it makes sense. It makes sense why he did it. And like I say, he's going to get a boost from recruits who might have just been down on LSU just because of the season they're having. They're like, oh, they got a coach now too?
Yeah. Like,
he's just going to have so much momentum on the recruiting side of things as well that it's really no doubt in my mind this is going to be a success. But he mentioned it yesterday too. He was like, listen, maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. You mentioned Brian Kelly.
Yeah.
It didn't work out for him after
For sure.
leaving Notre Dame. So there's no guarantee that these things work out. But another thing he said yesterday, what I thought was cool, he was like, sometimes you just got to go prove things right.
Yeah.
I think that's what he's going to do.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know, man. It's obviously a position of envy, right? Like, that everyone else is in, like, to be in that position, with that team that good, and then all of a sudden, like, you're leaving, like, I mean, that's almost like a point of privilege. I know it sucks, and he's bummed about it, and he really wanted to coach Ole Miss.
Yeah.
And Saturday was wild too, by the way. I'm not to just completely change it. Saturday was crazy. How?
What you mean in terms of what?
Well, because they played on Friday, right?
Correct. In the Egg Bowl.
They played the Egg Bowl on Friday, and we heard for 2 weeks that this was going to be decided after the game on Friday.
For sure.
That does not happen. Lane says, or someone says, like, meeting with the team or whatever on this day, and Lane is at like the chancellor's house. Like they're clearly watching the Iron Bowl to see if Ole Miss is gonna make the SEC title game. You know what I mean? Like,
no, for sure.
So that was just an all-time day just to follow.
They almost did
Twitter.
too. Auburn almost came back in that game.
Did you watch that game?
The Iron Bowl, yeah.
Auburn is that has to be the most infuriating game I've watched and the most infuriating loss I've seen all year. The amount of just drop passes,
They were dropping a lot, yeah.
fumbles, and missed opportunities that they had. They should have won that game by 10 points.
Probably right. Because Alabama was definitely, they were trying to give them chances, no doubt.
Totally. Anyways, yeah, I mean, and I'm kind of bummed RK's not here because he's actually against us and is blaming Lane for the situation.
Yeah, sure, yeah,
so this could have been a much more entertaining conversation, and I'm sure it will be tomorrow, but it's a very polarizing topic, and I don't think that depending on however you feel, I mean, if you want to say that Lane quit on his team, like I think you have a leg to stand on, but
I mean, everything that's come out of it, it's like you can't really say that because again, if you're taking Lane at his word, he tried to coach this team through the playoff, and he was straight up told no. And again, you understand why he was told no.
For sure.
The athletic director, I think Lane said yesterday, the athletic director said, like, hey, listen, I got to live here too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I got to live amongst these Ole Miss fans for the next, as long as I'm here. And like it's a tough decision. I don't think he quit. Like I said, if you're mad at Lane Kiffin, in my opinion, you would have been mad at him at any point when he left.
And that's the thing is like, this happens every time a coach leaves a program.
Yeah. Especially when people perceive it as a program that's a good program, that you have a good why would you leave?
Right.
Well, we're about to find out.
Yes. Exactly. So,
We're about to find out.
just an insane week of college football, and man, what a I wouldn't say finale, but we're really kind of just getting started in terms of the drama of college football at this point in time. But that was a weekend to remember. That's for damn sure.
Well said, the loss realist too. Like he says, don't blame him. You got to love you first. Facts. You got to take care of you first and the fam first, and do what's best for you first and foremost.
And that's the other thing too, is like the more like human element to this. Like, I totally understand, especially because the track record of leaving Tennessee, USC, like all this stuff, like it's been very messy. Mm-hmm. He's been called a lot of bad things, a lot of names every time this happens. And I do kind of feel for him, man, because when this thing probably came on his radar, that's probably where his mind immediately went, was like,
they're gonna
another fan base that is just gonna absolutely hate me.
I thought you were about to say the meme. Shit, here we go again.
That too, like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel for the guy. Like, that sucks, but it's a position of privilege, and with privilege comes pressure. So
I don't feel bad for him because that boy hopped on a PJ.
Of course,
you know what I'm saying?
Maybe that's not the right word.
He hopped on a PJ, so I don't feel bad for him, but I sympathize with him.
Yes,
in that regard.
It's just a whirlwind of like the last 2-3 weeks for him. Like I can only imagine, honestly.
You have to make the toughest decision of your life in the midst of what should be some of the happiest moments of your life.
Yes.
And you can't even really enjoy all the success that you built this year. Mm-hmm. So it sucks from that perspective, but he'll be all right.
He will be. Yeah, I'm rooting for Lane, honestly. Put me on the record for that.
I'm rooting for Ole Miss, too, in this playoff run.
Absolutely.
This season as well.
I mean, we picked a lot of Ole Miss games. We talked quite a bit about them. I think a lot of us three, is what I'm talking about. We really liked Ole Miss as a team this
For sure. 100%.
Anything else you want to talk about this weekend? Who else had some? Who's your Heisman?
I mean, before Saturday, I probably would have said Marcel Reed. Mm-hmm. Right now, Trinidad Chambliss is like a name that I think he should be in New York. I don't know. Those are the two names that. Ty Simpson. I mean, not really. Who am I missing?
You're missing Diego Pavia.
I like Pavia, bro.
No?
He should be in New York. I'll leave it at that.
He needs to be in New York.
Yeah, he should be in New York. I'll leave it at that.
If I think I had a vote, I think I'm giving it to him.
I mean, I don't hate it because I'm not trying. I'm purposely not trying to say anything disparaging because I truly rock with Pavia. He just wouldn't be my vote. right now for the Heisman. But like I say, he should be in New York.
Julian Love, I think, is someone who deserves consideration.
Saying?
No, I'm sorry.
Jeremiah Love?
Jeremiah Love, thank you.
Yeah.
Julian Love was a Notre Dame player, I think, though, right? Corner?
Yes, DB. Yeah.
So.
I think Rodriguez should probably be in New York as well. The Texas Tech linebacker.
Yes. What do you make of them trying to like pad his stats on offense though? Like, do you really think like 1 yard touchdowns should be enough to swing a Heisman race though? Can we be honest?
No, but I feel like when they post his stats and they're gonna be like, and he had 3 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying?
Like, it's like when it's 41-0 against UCF or whoever they played this weekend.
I mean, we are not strangers to watching stat padding.
Of course.
For Heisman.
Of course. It's different though when you're like throwing to a receiver as opposed to just on the 1 yard. Hey, Rodriguez, run this one in for 1 yard for us. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel you.
It's undeniable Travis's impact on the game. Yes, you can force feed him for sure, but like,
no, I think that would be my four finalists. I think for me it would be Chambliss. It would be Sayin probably gonna be there though, right?
So okay, this is from
and people are probably saying Mendoza probably belongs to be there as well.
Yes, so this is from a certain sports book that will remain unnamed. Their rankings right now have Fernando Mendoza plus 125, Julian Sayin plus 135, Pavia plus 330, Jeremiah Love plus 1,400. Everyone else is kind of outside looking in. It looks like Marcel Reed is kind of off the board at this point.
Yeah, that loss probably eliminated him.
Yeah. So that's probably who's going to be invited to New York. Those top 4.
Yeah.
And number 1 versus number 2 play each other this weekend. And again, the game doesn't matter. This could be a game to determine the Heisman Trophy, and it doesn't matter. Isn't that ridiculous?
It's so weird. Like, how do you even go about that as a team, as a coaching staff? Like, I mean, I assume you're playing your heart out. Like, we want to win, but like, at a certain point of the game, right? If it's a 2-touchdown game late in the third, do you just call it off and be like, hey, we still got a playoff to worry about, you know?
Right.
I just wonder how that decision-making process might go when, like I said, you know you're going to be in the playoff regardless.
We do have one more break to take, and then we'll talk a little bit about Shedeur Super Chats and get out of here. Shout out to our friends over at Common Spirit. Don't ignore your health this holiday season. Don't ignore your family's health as well. Make sure you check in on those around you. Encourage them to go get checked out. Whether you're an athlete, weekend warrior, anyone who loves to move, really. If you're experiencing any sports injury or chronic pain, Common Spirit Mountain Region is home to an incredible facility and their sports medicine program, including that facility out there in Parker. But Common Spirit's all over the place out here, man. 20 hospitals, 250 plus care sites. Whether it's preventative care, performance enhancement, getting you back to peak condition or a chronic condition, they got you covered. Don't let an injury keep you on the bench, or even better, get proactive about your health. For more info, visit mountain.commonspirit.org. Common Spirit Health, official healthcare partner of the mighty first place in the AFC, Denver Broncos. Hell yeah.
Shout out to Common Spirit, shout out to Denver Broncos, and shout out to our good friends over at Toyota, man, which, as y'all know, is the official vehicle of DNVR as we sit right here in the Toyota lounge, man. Don't forget that Toyota offers 17 models available all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. They got 16 different hybrid vehicles to choose from as well, and all their SUVs take command on the road and on the trail, so you can explore the road less traveled without sacrificing those smooth city rides. So visit your Front Ridge Toyota stores at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota Arapahoe and Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain State Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota is a proud partner of CU Athletics. Shout out to Toyota, man.
Yeah, but the coaching carousel is crazy. I mean, we didn't even talk about so many of these openings. We can kind of recap tomorrow.
Who went to Auburn again?
That is Galesh, I believe.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's a hell of a hire. Hell of a hire.
Yep.
They're going to be back again soon as well.
Is that official? Yep, that is official.
Yeah.
Okay. A couple more things to get to, then we'll get out of here. I didn't really watch the game too much yesterday. Do you have any thoughts on Shedeur's second start for the Browns?
Yeah. I mean, I tweeted this yesterday. His 34-yard touchdown pass to Harold Fannin.
Yes, that was sick.
Beautiful play. I mean,
Great
step up in the
design,
pocket.
actually,
It was because, Fannin lost his guy, was kind of wide open. Shedeur stepping up in the pocket, taking a hit as well, delivering that dot. That was his 4th completion this season of 30-plus yards. His 4th one. Dylan Gabriel has 0 of those. Joe Flacco had 2 of those.
What a surprise. And
if you just watch the last 2 games of the Cleveland Browns, you know that this offense, it's just really crazy, the similarities between Juju coming in this year and Shedeur, just in terms of both of them just opening up the vertical passing game for their respective offenses. It was cool to see. And obviously the result was what it was. They lose, I think it was 26-8 to San Francisco. There were some really boneheaded coaching decisions by Kevin Stefanski and the crew on some short yardage situations, which is kind of par for the course for the Cleveland Browns and that coaching staff this season. But week in after week, Shedeur has shown that he is more than capable of being a starting NFL quarterback. And you see, I think, the growth from week to week. Shedeur versus Cam Ward this weekend should be fun.
Totally.
Both looking for their 2nd NFL win. Isn't that crazy?
I mean, look, the Titans have nothing going for them besides Cam Ward.
Brutal, bro. I really thought, I know you did too, but I really thought yesterday that they were going to keep that close, if not win, beat the Jaguars yesterday.
The Jags are terrible. And the Jags are like all of a sudden the 3 seed in the AFC now with that win.
Yeah, aren't they up to like 8 wins already?
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy.
There's not a good team really in the NFL this year. It's going to be a fascinating playoff.
There really isn't. Like all the good teams, you're like, I don't really know if they're actually even good, you know? But shout out to Shedeur, man. I'm excited for this weekend, and it definitely sounds like he's the guy.
Yep.
I don't know what the hell Jerry Jeudy was on yesterday.
He clearly tripping.
He needs to chill the hell out. I don't know what the hell he was on yesterday.
Been 5 years of this in the NFL for him.
Because the way he was talking to Shedeur on the sideline, like Jerry Jeudy, just some dog, some top flight receiver, is just actually absolutely ridiculous, especially with it being Shedeur's 2nd start.
And also,
that was crazy.
Apparently, it was like super windy out there, which
of course it was.
It's Thanksgiving weekend in Cleveland. First off,
that kind of pissed me off. Because why are you talking to him like that and knowing there's all these damn cameras around, bro? And you not, especially after last week when bro was not even damn near gallivanting on the field, fumbling the damn football, frolicking around and whatnot.
Bro. Yeah, bro. I mean, this is the guy who's there's been the Steve Smith stuff, like the everything that happened in Denver.
True.
It can go on and on. It is what it is.
But yeah,
I mean, I think this situation is very clearly Shedeur on the right side, and I think a lot of people see that. So
I agree.
Thankfully, we have one of these.
I agree.
Yeah, man. I was kind of hoping something would break during this show, but
like some news break, you mean?
Yeah. Nothing really though. So stay tuned. If anything pressing and important does happen this week, we'll hop on an emergency show as soon as we can. But yeah, stay tuned, man. You have any final words, Scotty?
I don't, man. Let's get out of here.
We'll be back. I think RK is back tomorrow. A bunch of signing day stuff coming starting on Wednesday as well. So stay tuned for that. Everyone, just try to keep a level head. Be kind to each other as well. See y'all tomorrow, School Buffs.
We all silly like the mayor.